out here with our Royal Tiger Carbine, 1870-87 Carbine, after a cleanup. Like I told you, the bore looks fairly good, other than maybe something up on the muzzle. Now, as far as ammunition goes, I have the older style with the very heavy odd bullet with the 8mm Lebel case. If you remember, you know I'm working on a new case made out of 50 Alaskan, which should be better with more of a traditional bullet. But in these rifles or carbines, this bullet will fit. So we're going to try it out. Now I did a prelim. I did one to make sure it's safe, no malfunctions. And it's 6 inches to the left of basically right on with this. So, bearing in mind, I'm going to aim to the edge of the paper on the center line and see where we shoot. Now, let's see. We'll test our rifle for functionality. We'll put 2 cases in there. Press down, engage the magazine cutoff. Okay, magazine cutoff is engaged. Now we'll go single shot. Disengage the magazine cutoff. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's go down and see what we've done. Alright, my first shot when I was just practicing to get a sight in was down here, and I was aiming right about here, so it was, elevation wise, is alright. But obviously, aiming here, it brought it over, but I didn't have the front sight. I must have buried it down in the notch first time. So, and this is at 50 yards. So if you go out to 100 yards, that 6 inches is going to be a hell of a lot more. It'd be difficult to hit something with this gun. I mean, elevation with any of the Italian rifles, just a matter of guessing and figuring out where it is. But the windage, which is non-adjustable, you know, that's about 7 inches to the left. And all of these rifles have a tendency to shoot left. So I don't know. Let's see if we can get to that diamond. You know, the mag cutoff works. And everything seems to be functioning okay. So I put 4 in there. And let's see if we can get them into the diamond. Alright, may have to check out that bolt. May have not, didn't clean the inside. Let's see if we get another one. May have been in one cartridge, the rim may have been back or something. I don't know. That's why, like I said, I don't like using this brass. Alright, one more, and we'll go down and see if we got anywhere near the bowl. Like I said, that front side's the older one, it's fixed. And there's no adjustment for windage, so at a longer distance, this would be an extremely difficult gun to shoot. Okay, let's go down and see what we got. Okay, as you can see, very strange results. Dropping the front sight down, aiming all the way, using this as a center line, dropping the front sight down and shooting. I got two of them that were really low, but yet that's a fairly decent group of three up there. Now if I had the other two up within an inch or two, I'd say that was alright. So I don't know if it's just me or whatever. You know, I can't say that it's worn out to where it's shooting all over the place with a three-shot group like that. Not quite sure. But what I'm going to do, I brought my other carbine with me, or my TS. I'm going to put some rounds through that and see what it does. That's the one I had to re-crown. But we'll see what that does compared to that. We'll give the Royal Tiger one a break, but all in all, I can hold it on the paper this size, 12 by 12, so you can't say it's bad, and the bullets are not tumbling. Out here with my other TS rifle. This one I got in a large grouping years ago. I had to do some work on it, and this was also the one that the bore is fairly good on this, but there was a huge amount of corrosion and pitting on the end of the barrel from where it was stored, and right on the crown it was all heavily pitted, and somebody went and must have took the rust off and re-blued it, cold blue. But I went and finally got around to recutting the muzzle. You know, I went and cut the barrel till I got most of the pits out. There's a few still in there, but I did a sight-in, and this thing shot way lower and way to the left. So I'm going to try to gauge again. And again, we're using these heavy bullets with the Lebel brass, which isn't quite correct. They're way oversized and way... this one don't want to go in. Alright, so I'll set that aside. Probably got a tight throat. That's why I won't take the bullet. That one went. So, guesstimating where I was. I gotta pull one of these now. Alright, I'm gonna go see where I hit. Alright, half the fun of these guns is this thing, even running across the notch just right, it's shooting way low and way farther to the left than the other one. So what I'm going to do is bump this up one notch, elevation wise. I know to use a flat plane center line all the way to the edge of the paper. And I got 4 rounds in here. I'm going to put 4 down and see, aim for the same spot, take my time and see how it shoots. But again, this gun, if you were trying to shoot this at 100 yards or something, you'd be off by that much to the left. And there really is no way to adjust the windage. Okay. Some people say, well, you know, there's something wrong at the end of the bore, you know, a deficiency, which may be, but, you know, these guns, all of them, do shoot to the left. Okay. Maybe with the other ammunition, it'll correct that problem. I'm not quite sure. It could be the bullet shape or the weight of it is just But if it consistently goes to the same place, it's not that the bullet is too heavy and not spinning and it'll drift one way or the other. And I got another one I don't want to go. So I'm going to set that aside. I don't want to force it in there. Okay, let's go down and see what the results are like. Alright, using my original sight picture, I'm not going to go into details. I fired one, assuming it will shoot to the left and high. So I dropped the front sight down, and then the first one I shot was here. So that's way over, okay? Because this first one from the other gun, I was aiming on center line and it went that far. So this is almost double to the left with this gun. Bearing that in mind, I changed the sight picture again, aiming here, just off the paper. And it brought me over, got me there. So then, seeing that, I bumped the sight up to number 4, again, aimed here, and then these 4 shots produced that group there, which actually isn't that terrible. Okay, for an old gun like that, the fact that the muzzle was rusted, and that's, what is that, 3-inch group? Yeah, 3-inch at the extreme. So for these old guns that have been around well over 100 years, 120, 130 years, that ain't too terrible. But the only thing is, you're aiming at a point way the hell off the paper to get it to hit where you want. So if you can't adjust the gun that way, because the sights are not adjustable, I mean elevation is, but not windage, and the ammunition isn't cheap. But that's the results I got with my carbine so far. I mean, they're rare, they're hard to find, but shooting them, as you see, could be a tad bit on the problematic side.